What's going on, gentlemen? Back again with another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about how meditation can help you recover your mind from a porn addiction, a weed addiction, a sugar addiction, anything like that. I'm also going to be talking about how these three things are the most common things that fuck you up in the modern world. So, of course, semen retention and the porn addiction has been talked about endlessly on YouTube. And everybody knows that this is something that fucks up everyone in the world, right? Not everyone in the world, but in America, a place like this, we know that too much lust, too much sexuality really fucks people up. So, you're giving up your time, your attention, and your energy to pixels on a screen, and you're not actually accomplishing anything in life. It's going to lower your energy, lower your drive, lower your motivation, lower your testosterone, and it's going to fuck up your brain in a dopamine level, right? So porn acts like cocaine, and it acts like an opiate at the same time. So in the beginning, the cravings that you get are like cocaine. You get a huge hit of dopamine, really strong urges, right? I've been there, where the urge is so strong and you become excited to watch porn. I remember being in high school and knowing that my parents weren't going to be home when I got home and just being so excited to go home and watch porn. So that excitement is dopamine, right? That's your motivation and your urge to go do something, to do the thing that makes you feel good. Eventually, porn, as you're consuming it, and after you bust, it acts like an opiate, right? It calms you down. It relaxes you. It makes you satisfied exactly where you are in life. So it's hijacked your dopamine. It's hijacked your ability to go out into the world and to perform and to do anything that you want to do. Work out, get girls, make money, right? That's what men want to do. There's really nothing else. We want to have good times with our brothers, have a great body, pull bitches, and make money. So that dopamine hijack stops you from having the motivation to do any of these things. This is where you see a lot of guys get to when it comes to retaining. You know, I always talk about in my videos on retention that you're doing retention to get a girl, right? Like, stop bullshitting. All this incel stuff is dudes who have fucking porn brain that are in the midst of recovery, right? So they're not fucking retarded from women anymore, right? They can see women's tricks, but they're recovering, so they kind of hate women, and they don't want anything to do with women. I get it. Women are extremely hard to deal with, especially in the modern world. They don't cook, they don't clean, they don't shut the fuck up. They're very disrespectful, they're rude, they're domineering. They think that you're afraid of them. Right, you're not afraid of them. You just don't want to fucking deal with them. They're hard to deal with. So I understand all of that. But you should still have enough drive and motivation inside of you that you don't stop. That you still talk to girls, that you can still get girls. Because, truthfully, if you don't ever get women, and you don't ever do anything like that, your testosterone is going to drop over time. Your body is going to produce what you need. So if you're around women, and you're getting that arousal that comes with women, your testosterone is going to go up. Your body's going to say, produce more testosterone, I'm about to reproduce. If you're in a competitive environment, you're going to produce more testosterone so that you can compete more, right? It's a natural process. I'm in this sales job, T's going up because I'm competing. I'm at the top of the leaderboard right now. We've got one more day tomorrow, and yeah, I'm going to take the champ. I'm going to take the trophy. I'm going to be MVP for the week, okay? So, admit the truth. Even if you're an incel, admit that you're an incel. Just admit it. Just admit that you suck. Admit that you're an incel. Admit that you can't get women, but you want them. And you make a bunch of excuses and lie to not get them, right? So, how porn acts as the opiate is that sense that once you start watching it, you chill the fuck out. You really relax. You got what you needed. And so now you're chilling like crazy. Of course, after you bust, we know that it raises your progesterone levels, which makes you relax, right? Women have a higher level of progesterone than men, so they can relax all the time, especially when they're pregnant, so they stay calm, right? So the baby's healthy. Now, as a man, you don't want high progesterone levels. You don't want to be relaxed all the time. One thing you'll notice, I've noticed it with a girlfriend. I was cracking a lot of jokes one night. We were at the Cheesecake Factory. We got back to my apartment, and she kind of said some shit that was, I don't know what she said. I can't remember. It was a couple years ago. But it was like rude, kind of disrespectful. I wasn't going to have it. So she was laying on her back in my bed when she said it, and I grabbed her by her arm and rolled her over onto her stomach and gave her a spank, right? Of course she loved it. She comes into the kitchen because I just did it and walked out. And she comes into the kitchen with a red face, grabbing all over me and shit. Right? But you don't really get that ability to relax around women. They don't like it. Right? They're going to do something. They want you to be not stressed, but just focused, locked in, not so happy, because then they can open up and be happy. My nieces are the same way. If I have too much fun with my nieces, especially the older one that's 7, she'll give me a look like I'm a weirdo. And she'll like run away from me. Because she wants me to be serious, right? And that was when I saw my niece do it, was when I knew fully like, oh, okay, it was true. Like what I thought about my girlfriend, that like she didn't want me to relax, she didn't want me to have too much fun, was exactly true. It was exactly right. Because now my 7-year-old niece, who doesn't know anything about dating, right? She's a 7-year-old. She's doing the same thing. Looks at me like I'm a weirdo if I have too much fun and I get too goofy with her, right? So you don't want that relaxation also when it comes to work, because then you're not going to have that drive, right? You're getting hit with a double whammy when it comes to porn, that it's hijacking your dopamine, so you're really motivated to go watch porn, you're really motivated to go jerk off, you're not motivated to do anything else. You've also got this opiate effect, which just takes away your motivation to do anything, right? So your dopamine has been hijacked to where the pathway says go watch porn to get the dopamine, and simultaneously you've got an opiate-like effect that's suppressing your dopamine and your drive to go do anything, to accomplish anything, right? So we'll move into drugs like alcohol and weed. Same type of thing, where they're going to hijack your dopamine. When you feel bad, you're going to seek alcohol, you're going to seek weed to get dopamine, to make you feel good, right? And you're going to have this, when you come off of it, you're going to have this time period where you have these withdrawals and you feel bad, right? I was smoking a lot of weed and eating a lot of sugar naturally, right? I was getting stoned and eating junk food at night when I was back in Tennessee. And I got off that shit when I came here, and I was drinking with my friends and my brother and stuff, but I got off all that shit when I've come to New York. And over the last, like, really the whole time I've been in New York, it's been like, my head has just been in a terrible place. So bad that I got sick. And the withdrawals of just how just day after day I just felt dead inside. I felt sad. Nothing made me excited. Nothing made me happy. Nothing made me laugh. I just had no life. I had no energy inside of me. It's like I was dead. And these are things that we think don't affect us, but they really fuck up our brains. Big time. So they're finding out with things like my father having Parkinson's that it's really just diabetes of the brain instead of diabetes of the body. Alzheimer's is diabetes of the brain. I just watched a video of rats being put into water, and the one rat who had already learned where to swim to get to safety did it in 5.2 seconds. The rat that was fed a standard American diet, they ate like the average American ate, took 36.2 seconds to find where to go. So this is your life. The things that if you just control your diet, right? This was just diet. This rat wasn't smoking weed and watching porn. Imagine how bad it is if you're doing all of those, which I have done, right? I've been there when I was younger. So if you're just eating junk food, potato chips, chocolate chip cookies, and Chick-fil-A all the time, something that you could accomplish in 5 years is going to take you 36 years. That's going to be the equivalent for you in your life. This is why you're an incel. It's not because of the women. It's not because of the Jews. It's none of that shit. It's you. It's your fault. Because women in my office have been disrespectful to me. They haven't treated me the way that I want to be treated as a man. Because I've had these withdrawal symptoms from coming off of weed and especially the sugar. That's like the worst one, right? Like my stomach's been fucked up. My body's been tense and tight. Stress, dude. Just stress in my brain. That's taken weeks to go away. Weeks, guys. It's bad. Right? And now I'm coming back and the girls are looking at me differently. Right? They check me out. They look at me differently. And here it is, in 1 week, I've gone from low performance in the office to now I'm at the top in 1 week. And it's literally all because my brain is recovering. Right? I'm finally getting together everything. I'm just getting my brain together, right? So that's really where it's at in life, is your brain. Your testosterone is produced from your brain. If you're in a competitive environment, if you view yourself as a winner, if you think that you take a win here, take a win there, your testosterone will rise. If you think that you're a loser, if you think that there are no women and women don't like you and stuff, your testosterone is going to drop. Your dopamine and your testosterone run together. So you have dopamine that motivates you to get up and get moving, and you have testosterone that makes you keep moving and keep working. It makes the work feel good. That's where I'm at, right? Because I've been at the top of my office since Wednesday, and I've held that position. It's now Saturday. Nobody can catch me. Nobody's going to catch me tomorrow. And they can't figure it out, but these are all people that are completely undisciplined outside of work. They do whatever they want. They all smoke weed at night. It's legal here in New York. They're watching porn. Most of them, they don't get girls, right? They're watching porn. They're smoking weed. They're eating junk food. They're all younger than me, but I'm outperforming them. Why am I able to do that? They don't understand it. They can't figure it out. And so this week, big surprise, I've started getting some hate. People started hating on me. People don't really like me anymore because I'm a threat now. All because I got my brain back. Before, everybody was nice to me. I'd be getting advice from people that were fucking losers. People that were fucking losers were giving me advice. And I knew, I was like, man, my own status is so low that these people who are losers think they can offer me advice. And now nobody wants to come and ask me for advice. They're afraid to ask because I'm a killer. Cold-blooded killer, and they fucking know it. So, these three things in life, drugs, alcohol, junk food, and porn, are the things that hold everyone back. Look around you. Everyone has one of these vices. Everyone. One of the guys I work with, super sweet guy, super lovable guy, right? He's soft, he's a pussy, but he's a very lovable guy, very loving. He's a little overweight, and he smokes weed every night. Right? Everybody has one of these vices. I saw him, we all went bowling, he was stoned, and I thought, yeah, everybody has one of these vices. He didn't strike me as that kind of guy that would do. He struck me as a pretty clean-cut guy. But he's not. He's smoking weed. Right? I've been more clean-cut than him. The thing about all of this stuff is you'll notice throughout life, men always consume this stuff more than women. And it's because we have more dopamine and more testosterone flowing in our bodies and our brains. So it makes us seek exciting experiences. It makes us want something. It makes us crave something, right? We crave something. You have to come to the understanding that everything you crave comes from within you. You have to push it out of yourself, right? Self-Revealed has been struggling with this by craving his wife, craving the whole, craving her love, craving her acceptance and stuff. Not realizing that he's realizing it now that he's had to suffer, praise God, but He's realizing now that it all is coming from within him, and he has to push that stuff out. All that craving for acceptance, turn it into work, and you'll be more accepted. All that craving for her love and her attention, turn it into your grind somehow, where you do something that makes you admirable. You have to do things that women can't do in order for them to admire you. If they can do the same things that you're doing, they'll never admire you. That's just the basics of the world. You have to have a body that is so ripped and jacked, she could never attain it. She could never lift what you lift. She could never punch as hard as you could punch. She could never be as fearless as you could be. She could never speak the way that you speak. She could never be as confident as you are. She could never stand up as straight as you stand. She could never control a room the way that you can control a room. She could never make the money that you could make. She could never force herself to do it. This is how you have to be to get admiration from women. And when you do that, the dynamic shifts. Where you think that women are in control, the dynamic shifts to where you're in control. They come to you, they talk to you, right? That's part of being the man, is that you don't have to do a whole lot. Things start to come to you. People start to come to you. You start to just make things happen. You attract things to you while you also work and force your will into the world. That's what you need. So meditation as a whole is going to upregulate your dopamine while you meditate and after you meditate. So it's going to resensitize your brain. The reason is that about 80% of your outside mental stimulation comes through your eyeballs, and you're just closing your eyes for X amount of time. So that's shutting off about 80% of your stimulation. You're not eating food. That's shutting off a little bit. We'll say that's 5%. The other 5% comes from smell and touch, right? What am I missing? There's one other. Whatever it is. Seeing, smelling, touching, tasting, hearing. That's what it is. So 5% from each of those, 80% comes from what you see, right? You shut off 80%, your brain is able to resensitize and get some dopamine. It also, over time, will upregulate your dopamine receptors, so you'll have more dopamine receptors in your brain. So when you're in the world and things start happening, you have more receptors that dopamine can bind to drive you further. It's such a beautiful thing. Meditation is a cure-all pill. So simultaneously, what meditation does, this is scientific studies that I'm quoting to y'all. Meditation will also lower your cortisol level, which is naturally going to raise your testosterone level. And that happens acutely, so like during the meditation, right after the meditation, but it also extends to long-term benefits when you continue to meditate, right? People wonder why I am the way I am. They wonder how I'm like this at 29. Well, I've been meditating for 6 years. I've had my body and my brain in a relatively healthy state, healthier than most, for the last 6 years. So it's kept my testosterone up, kept my stress low, right? My brother, who's 2 years older than me, is nearly fully bald. I'm not going to be fully bald in 2 years. I'm going to have a head full of hair for another 10 years, at least, right? He doesn't understand it. He doesn't get it. But he stresses a lot. He really stresses, but he's not disciplined like I am, and he doesn't meditate. Okay? So meditation is going to strengthen your mind. It's going to give you that dopamine that you need. So when you're going through those withdrawals, it's something that you can do to get that dopamine, to reset your brain. Because all those withdrawals is your dopamine dropping, which is going to make your testosterone drop, right? Which is going to cause you to go back and do the things you shouldn't do. It's going to make you do those bad habits. So you have to take this into your own will, into your own control, and sit down and discipline yourself through meditation. It will fix your brain faster. After you relapse, the withdrawals that you go through, everything will be corrected faster. If you've been watching porn for 3 years, 10 years, whatever it is, you can recover your brain faster through meditation. Your brain is going to fix itself no matter what. But when you meditate, you just speed it up. You speed it up, right? And you get yourself to where you become clear on what you want, and you become clear on the things that are detrimental to your life. These 3 things I've named: drugs and alcohol, junk food, and porn, sex, right? These are the 3 things that are sold to us in the Western world. These are the 3 things that hold everyone back. And the point is to enslave you. The point is to make you an animal. Your energy is going to go into your lower 3 chakras, mainly the lower 2, which is food and sex. That's what most people concern themselves with every single day. That's where most of their energy is food and sex. It never moves into the 3rd chakra, which makes you work, your 4th chakra, your heart, which makes you love, right? Your 5th chakra, your throat, which makes you speak, your 6th chakra, your mind, where you can think. I think I'm off here. I'm right. And then your 7th chakra, which connects you to God, the universe. It's outside of you, right? This is why so many people are atheists now, because they are sinning, as the Bible would say. They're sinning, they're doing these things, and it's shutting off any energy that goes into that higher chakra, that 7th chakra outside of their bodies. All that energy, it never goes there. It stays on sex, food, sex, food, sex, food. That's all they care about. So essentially, when you're living in that state, you're an animal amongst other people that are humans. And those humans that can move that energy up to that 7th chakra are like gods compared to the humans, right? So naturally, when you give these things up, that energy is going to start moving itself up your spine, stimulating your other chakras. When you meditate, it's going to move a little faster up your spine. It's going to get moving a little more, and these chakras are going to become more aligned so that you can actually do something outside of yourself. You can be creative, create something new, plan something, move forward in your life, do something great for yourself and for everyone else around you. If you don't, you're going to live like an animal. And this is what the big corporations, the billionaires want. They want you to be addicted to sex and porn, so you never do anything, you never escape the matrix. They want you to be addicted to drugs and alcohol and junk food. So this is what you just bog your body down. You just fuck up your temple on repeat every single day. If you go 2-3 days, you can't stick with it because the withdrawals are too much and your mind's not strong enough. This is where you sit down, meditate, strengthen your resolve, strengthen your will, and strengthen your mind. All right, fellas, that's all for today. Like the video, comment what you think, subscribe to the channel. Have a good one.